Good morning, everyone. Hi, hello, welcome to the stream. Today, I'm very excited. I might need to turn the music down a little bit because I realize my Spotify was up a little bit louder. Now that I'm using Spotify for my music, I have to remember different levels for different streams. But hello, everybody, and welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today is another wonderful morning where we get to animate. So, I'm excited because we get to chill, we get to hang out, doing some school. Nice, nice. Hey everybody, hey Jacob, hey hanging with KJ, hey Noah, hello everybody, hey Addie, hello username, hey everybody, welcome. So today, simple goal, we're gonna make some videos, alright? We're gonna make some content, we're gonna make some YouTube animation content, and as always, our current project is we're working on the Avatar The Way of Water movie trailer. And we're currently doing a Nicktoons parody. So we've got, I'm gonna turn off our music on the timeline here. Avatar, The Way of Nicktoons. And so the idea is obviously blue alien people mixed with Avatar, The Last Airbender characters, and then more Nicktoons. I think I actually just finished a shot that might give you the perfect indication of what kind of project this is. And that's this. In the original, you've got the blue aliens, they're comforting each other, some war thing has just happened, but in our parody version, we've got Nicktoons. So we got Aang the Avatar, Sheen from Jimmy Neutron, and of course SpongeBob. I mean, every video of ours has to have SpongeBob. I am doing well, William. Thank you for asking. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. But so yeah, that's the video we're working on. Most of you already know that because I appreciate all of you who have been joining us for these work streams, animation streams. Now for today's shot, I think we're going to work on this shot right here. There's a lot going on here. But so in the beginning of the trailer, we basically see these flying birds that go over this ocean environment towards this shoreline. And then as they fly over, you see this one shot where you've got this alien tooting a horn, and you got all these bird aliens flying to the side. And so we're going to recreate that, but we're going to Nicktoons it up. So here's the concept, okay? This alien here, this is going to be Squidward. And Squidward's going to play... yes, YouTube streams can have bots. It's all depending on... You have to set them up yourself. It's actually not a YouTube feature. It's other features, like people make bots, and the bot is nothing but a account that logs into the stream and then can do some moderation stuff, basically. So that's what the stream bots are, and some streamers have them. Most bigger streamers will also have the stream bots. We haven't fully utilized ours yet, but we just turned it on. So it's functional, but we can do cool stuff with it in the future. Like, I know that we're able to make it say a message in chat every half an hour or something, or there's a lot of stuff that you can do with chat bots. So yes, man, orange juice is the stuff. It's my favorite kind of juice. We do use Adobe Animate CC, which, we used to use Flash before it got updated, but we've been using the same program for pretty much all of our videos ever since the first SpongeBob in Real Life. Yeah, it's all been the same programs, the Adobe suite. I don't think the bot is alive. I don't think it really does much. I think it's only up to a degree that we could use its moderator tools and it would do stuff. But I can't have the bot say hi at the moment. We have zero functionality. Hey, welcome. You're not late at all. We just got started. So yes, we're gonna have Squidward playing his clarinet instead of this alien tooting a little shell horn. The more complicated bit of this is going to be all of these flying birds. They're going to be replaced with, if you're not familiar with Avatar: The Last Airbender, they're going to be replaced with Appa, which is the giant flying bison, or the sky bison from the Avatar show, Avatar: The Last Airbender. So if I go and find a reference file, I think I can find you a reference image of Appa. So we've got this big guy here, Mr. Sky Bison. We're going to have to replace all of those birds with multiple of this guy. Now the problem is, of course, he's a 2D character, and they're doing a big move. So I might do some tricky stuff today, and on stream we might do a little 3D work. I'm thinking we're going to actually get a 3D model of Appa, have that 3D model fly in the real, 3D curve that these birds are doing, and then we might trace over it or use some toon shading and make it cartoony. That's the plan. We have not seen the "We Have Come for Your Nectar" meme. I have not. Why can't it's so funny that I couldn't scroll with my mouse wheel in the chat in my little... I've got an add-on. I've seen very little of the Tough Puppy. I've seen... It was a tiny bit. But yeah. So, there we go. We got that. The background art is complete already. So if I were to go ahead and go to our reference files here, we should have... This is the background art we had an anime artist commissioned to do. So they recreated the panning shot of that background. The ground that it looks like Squidward will be standing on, I'm actually just going to copy and paste this tree, because in the original shot, all it looks like is that he's standing on, like, you barely see it, but he's standing on basically another of these big trees. So we're just going to copy and paste that tree. It'll be all fine and good. But yeah, the camera does a big pan, and so we've recreated that, and we've got this giant image to be panned. Yes, we have a lot of... I can actually show you... I don't know if I have quick access to a lot of the paintings. Do I have any completed shots? But yeah, we've been hiring people to do a lot of background paintings because, I mean, Avatar is basically a Western anime. We want to make sure we have the backgrounds look pretty and look like it matches the Avatar style. Yeah, so we use all of the Adobe products. We use Adobe Animate to actually animate the characters. That's what we're going to start with today. In fact, you're going to see in the stream almost all of the programs that... and yeah, you're good to leave, man. I'm happy for you to hang out as long as you can be here. But you're going to see pretty much all of the programs we use in today's stream. We're going to start off in Adobe Animate. And that's where we're going to actually animate Squidward doing, you know, his little toot and horn thing. We're probably going to use Photoshop as well today, because I need to edit out the one log and create this, like, ground log. We're definitely going to be using After Effects, which is our main program for compositing the final shots. We're not really using... We always have Premiere. Like, Premiere is our main timeline program. It's where we actually build the video out. So, we'll be using Adobe Premiere as well. But a program I don't think I've ever shown on stream before is Blender 3D. We're going to be using Blender 3D to actually animate the 3D sky bisons as they fly through in this scene. So in this stream, we're going to go through pretty much every program we use to make our videos. Full workflow here. You guys get the inside scoop. So, let's go ahead and get started. I think we're going to get started, like I said, with Squidward. I already have the shot pulled into Animate. We have Squidward in some quick tracing. We did a quick tracing. As you can see here, his arm's holding this clarinet. It is more of a front view, so I'm going to have to convert that to a back view since we're looking from behind his shoulder. And just a couple of other edits, but for the most part, I think his legs are going to be fine. We're not going to have to edit his legs just because they're almost off-screen the entire time anyways. I will do a tiny edit to his neck because normally in the show, his neck shows up in front of his head. So I think I can just put the head back here, go into the neck layer, and we're going to delete this top line, and this should look accurate to the SpongeBob show of what Squidward looks like from the back. Alright, so perfect. We basically immediately have that fixed. I need to probably re-add in his head dots. Because his head does not have his head dots. So I'm going to have to open up his actual character file to get those back. I could just draw them, but I don't know what the color was exactly. So I want to make sure I have that right. So, how y'all doing this morning? You'll take notes for Blender? Good. Get that haircut. Look fresh. That is an important part of life, man. I hope it goes well. Hope there's no big big buzz. Right. Unless you want the big buzz, yeah. If you just want to go straight to the buzz cut, military style, I won't stop you. All right. So we're just gonna go ahead and go in here, and I'm just copying like his head dots because I want to bring them back into the other scene. And this is like one of our character files. We've created full-on character files for all of our main characters. As you can see, our front view of Squidward still is in his suit from the episode 9, 10? It was 9. Episode 9, when we had the detective episode. We still have Squidward in his suit, because we never made a front-facing Squidward without the suit yet. Alright, so I'm going to go onto this empty layer here, paste the little head dimples, and then boom, that is fixed. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and fix his arms. This is going to be a mix of things. I actually think I'm going to do full line work here. I'm not going to be using my little drawing tablet pen just yet. Because I think for the most part, the fun thing about cartoon characters is when you see them from one side, you can almost imagine what they are from the other side, like relative. So I gotta feel, let's see, what's the layers like here? Okay. The back of the arm goes down there. I'm gonna pull the back of the arm up. And what I'm gonna do is quickly change my line color to like a bright green so I can actually see what I'm doing. And we're just gonna connect these lines. And kind of imagine what the edge of his hand would look like. And I think it would curve around like this. So just kind of recreating this hand shape. We're going to cover this up in a second with color. So we fill in the space, and we're going to change these lines to black now because that's what Squidward's hands lines are. And, alright, so now we have to put the clarinet in the right framing, so the bit of the hand that's here actually needs to go below the clarinet. And immediately we fix one hand. I might do some edits because I'm not actually confident in the way that this looks. I'm not sure what I want to do with it because it just doesn't look quite right yet. That might be better. I actually feel like we need to have it have two curves. So the problem is it's all one curve right now, and I want it to kind of squiggle like an S. So I'm going to actually have it squiggle like an S. Oh yeah, that's a lot more. Okay, so that's the thing about Squidward's hand is he's got this very like big bulbous part of his palm before it goes out to the thin like finger, you could say. And so I think we've replicated that a lot better there. This is a studio room. You talking about behind me? This is well, it's none of those rooms. It's actually an office room. You know, this is yes, we got my wife. She's in the background. She's got a little bit of something with her throat right now, so it's all good. But yeah, so she is here. But this is our office. I have done little quick tours in the past, but I can go ahead and give you some like, this is a beautiful office wall we have. We did this is a like week-long project to make a really fun office wall because we work in the office all the time. Me and my wife, we work on these videos full time. This is our full job, is making YouTube videos. And so we sit in this office all day, every day. We wanted to paint a fun wall because it was really boring. You know, this room wasn't very pretty before we did all this. We painted the rest of the walls yellow. I've got my 2 skateboards from college hanging up on the wall behind me. There's a SpongeBob meme calendar sitting in between those. This whole table back here is actually a workstation for building props. So when we're working on our normal videos and we have to build props or just really work on anything like arts and crafts wise, this is the table we use for that. Right now it's a cleaning station. This is our wonderful kitty Luna, who loves looking out the window at birds and squirrels, and she is on a wonderful cat tower element there. And then, I mean, the rest of the room is whatever. We have some storage on the other side. We have doors, and then this is a shelving unit, which on the shelving unit is like our green screens on the top. We've got some camera equipment and audio equipment here. Down below we've got some lighting equipment. This is like some office supplies, like paper and stuff. And at the bottom, we've got a bunch of tripods basically. And I think up on top we have like wig storage. Yeah, so there are the SpongeBob karate gloves right there. You might recognize I'm pointing at the SpongeBob karate glove that we made for episode 10 and for the Olympic video too. We have some wigs, some hats. I think the football helmet from episode 10 is also up there, and then a mannequin head that has a wig. So that's our office. What I didn't show on camera is also my wife has her own desk situation. She's got a whole setup, and I've got my setup. Ready this morning. No, she is not ready. Not on camera. Oh yeah, you're right. That's the cool thing about time zones. Yeah, I know it's night for you and complete morning for us. I guess the only other thing I could show you guys is, and I don't know if I'll be able to. You know what? It might be literally easier. I'm gonna plug in. You guys remember the old school for the early streams? We have the dollar store cam. I'm gonna plug this in really quick because I can't move my camera enough to show you this.
You know, it would be funny if you get a mirror.
I could get a mirror. That would be really funny. I'm gonna do this though. This will just be easier. Maybe it won't be. You know what? Yeah, let me get right back. I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna show you my workstation here.
You can get the
So, I found a mirror. Just gonna plunk this off the wall. And this is my workstation here that you see. So, wait, let me just balance this mirror here on this chair. So I've obviously got the lights set up. This is actually a Bold and Brash painting that was given to us by Christian J. He actually painted this for us and gave it to us as a gift as we went to collab with him. Over on the other side, we've got a big old giant calendar. It's a dry erase calendar, so we use a marker on it. And so we fill in what month it is ourselves. But like we schedule out everything, all of our plans, you know, this sits between my desk and my wife's desk. So in the middle of the room, we have this giant calendar, and we're always just like marking new stuff on it. You can see we've got my very wide screen monitor, which is normally where I have like extra streaming stuff. Anything that I'm doing on a second monitor, that's up there. But the monitor you guys see on the right side of the frame here is down here. This is my drawing tablet monitor. And yeah, so that's my workstation. Otherwise, you've got your standard stuff: speakers, microphone, mouse. That is it.
Drawing tablet was very generously gifted to us by Judy.
Yes, this specific drawing tablet is an upgrade from our previous one, and our good YouTuber friend Ryan from the YouTube channel Tootie very generously donated that to us, and it has been a huge blessing and a very big help in our content making. So we are very happy about that. We're very, very happy and very appreciative of his help with that. He is a very good friend of the channel. I mean, Tootie, he's
a very good friend of us in general.
He's a very good friend of us, but just also, like, absolutely has helped us a ton. He's jumped into so many YouTube projects with us. He was Agent Tootie, right? Like, he was huge. He has done so much for us, and we're very appreciative of him as a friend. Very amazing friend. There's the tour. I haven't done a tour since, like, our second stream, so that was fun. And that was back when we were on Twitch, so, yeah, I guess it's about time that we did another office tour.
It is good.
You're bringing back the Jonathanator. Say again, hun?
Israel said it's good to have friends. I said yes.
It is good to have friends, yes. Alright, you have a go on, Alex. A desk full of manuscripts of Nightmares book series. That's fun. Fun stuff, man. It's cool. Writing books is a very cool thing. I've never really gotten into that. You know, like, we've expressed in my streams, I've done a lot of things throughout my life. Like, I've done the whole comics thing when I was a kid, but I've never sat down to write books. That's something that's a cool hobby, though. That's a really, or even, you know, career, you know, is to a point, so. But it's nothing, I've never adventured into that. That's really cool.
You can't express with words as much as you can express with visuals.
Alright, so this one I think I'm just going to take the entire hand and make sure it's behind the clarinet. Because we're going to have to just redraw the little nub.
Yeah, it was not the easiest thing to create.
That's okay.
Apologies.
You did a fantastic job with the initial drawing. Katrina, she prepared the hands and clarinet here, but she prepared it off of a reference file that was just, you know, forward-facing. So I'm converting it to a back-facing Squidward. We're going to do the same thing that actually, you know what? With the front of Squidward's hand here, I feel like we might end up not having to, you know, I feel like just a simple U shape might be enough. So we'll go ahead and round out these corners. That might be enough. I'm not quite sure I'm sold on it, though. Here, I'm actually going to, like, segment this area here and try to make his hand look a little bit more squiddy.
What? Good morning.
This is tough. You know what? Let's put this line... Oh, no! Click the wrong spot. I'm just trying to, like, fine-tune his hand to make it look like he has it in the show, right? Like, trying to match exactly what Squidward normally looks like. It does look like he's absolutely impaled by the clarinet right now. Maybe we need to... So the option is either we try to continue to go this squid route, or I just go mitten. Because Cartoon Mitten is used quite a bit in SpongeBob. I don't know if the mitten's convincing in this angle, though. You know, maybe it's not supposed to be mitten. Maybe it's supposed to be more of a... Oh. Let me go ahead and fill this in. I think it's harder to see when it's not the right colors. So I'm going to go ahead and just convert this over. We're going to fill it in with his normal skin tone. Apparently I didn't I didn't connect the line. Okay, seeing it like this now. This is tough. I do think that it shouldn't go out, because if it goes out, it doesn't have a curve, right? Like, he has to be holding on to the clarinet, and so we have to kind of replicate that curve there, so... That's honestly pretty good. I see nothing wrong with that, especially when it's going to be so quick in the movie trailer. I'll just maybe curve out it right here. Alright, happy with that. Do we need to change the sleeves at all? We might need to. Let's see, is this the back arm entirely, and then this is the front arm? You know what I'm going to do is go to our Squidward model, and I'm going to see if I can just copy his, like, sleeve here. Alright. I don't think we have any other poses of his sleeve that would even be beneficial, so we'll just keep that. Honestly, I don't even know if I need to... I take it back. I'm not going to copy and paste a sleeve. I'm just going to make a new one. It's not that difficult of a shape. That's fun. The Goosebump movies with Jack Black. Who was in the video with you when SpongeBob and Patrick made a mess? If you're talking about the other human who was in that shot, the live-action actor, that was my brother, Andrew. He was... That's the only other human that was there in that video. But yeah, that's my brother. And he's been in multiple videos since then. He grew a beard in between the entirety of the filming of SpongeBob in Real Life. So in the second half of the SpongeBob in Real Life movie, then he had a beard, which is funny because it just grows randomly in the middle of the series. He doesn't have a beard, and then he has a beard. Yesterday was Cow and Chicken Birthday. Woohoo! Is that a show? I think I vaguely recognize that. Alright, let's go ahead, and I'm actually going to make this transparent so I can see what I'm doing, because this sleeve needs to be fully over top. Right now, it's not convincing as an over-the-shoulder view. But, my brother, me and my brother, I hung out with him last night. He's doing very well, actually, but, so we hung out last night, we watched, the Thor movie, the new Thor movie in theaters. I got quite a few stories from last night, just because last night I actually, went and hanged out with people, so it's like, I was interesting, I've got fun stories because I did something instead of just, hey guys, I worked all week. So I bought the tickets for the movie, and we go to the theater in between us, because we live on kind of two different sides of our town here, and so we go to the theater, and then we go to the front, checkout. I show them the ticket on my phone, and he's like, oh, hey, that's for a different theater. And I bought the tickets to the movie for the wrong theater. And I was so upset. And I was like, oh, so I had to buy a whole nother set of tickets to the theater we were at because we didn't have time. We were going to watch it at 7 p.m. And we were there at 6, we were at 7 p.m. basically. It was about to be 7 p.m. And I'm like, we're not going to be able to drive to the other theater that's so far away. And so I had to buy new tickets, and the punch in the gut was the theater that we were actually at, the tickets were cheaper than the ones I already bought. I spent $30 on tickets that I didn't get to use and didn't get to do a refund for, because when you go to a refund, it says, alright, we could refund you if you refund before your movie starts. But it was already 7 o'clock, so that movie already started playing in the other theater, and so they wouldn't give me a refund, and so that was frustrating. But we saw the movie. I enjoyed it. It had very good special effects, very good art style, which is the entire reason I actually wanted to go watch it. The movie trailer made it look like the whole thing was just a giant, art film, basically. Like, every shot looked like a rock and roll band, album cover. And it is. If you watch the new Thor movie, pretty much it just looks like every shot is a rock and roll album cover. Which is what I wanted, and so I got that. I think the story itself had some interesting edgy qualities to it that didn't vibe with me as well, but the action was great. I mean, the comedy was amazing. I really loved the comedy. But yeah, so enjoyed the movie, and then I think the most interesting thing about last night is after we got back from the movie, my brother, he in the grocery store found Spam. don't know if you know what spam is. Some of you might not. But you guys know what spam is, food-wise? This is what spam is. It is like a more traditionally American food. And I've never eaten it, and neither has my brother. But he saw it in the grocery store and said, "You know what? We've never had spam." And I was worried. Yeah, something posing as meat is exactly what I've always considered it to be. It's absolutely suspicious meat. And so my brother brought a can of spam to my house after we watched the movie, and he's like, "All right, we're gonna try this. You know, this is something we've never done and we never had." And it was weird. So we had it in two ways. First off, we cut off a little bit to have it raw because it's a fully cooked thing, right? Like, so it's almost like you can eat it raw, and it's almost like a deli meat in that way. Or you can cook it, in which case you can turn it into basically a fried good. Yes, Bevo, I am, yeah. Right, spam, yeah, the thing that you don't want on the internet. Don't spam anything. Let's not spam chat, please. We do not like that here. So yeah, we did fry it in oil, like this picture represents. But we started with eating it raw. Not my kind of thing, man. I will say, it had a weird quality. So when we first had it, my brother, like, the second I said this, my brother wished I didn't because I couldn't take it back. The second it was in your brain, it was there forever. But eating it tasted like a meat version of a McDonald's fry. Because Spam is so salty. Like, there is an insane amount of salt in Spam. So, like, the container there has 6 servings. So if you cut off, 1/6 of that, it's a little patty that you could eat as one serving. And that one serving has 30% of your daily value of salt intake that you need to have, like, or that you should have healthily. So 30% of your whole day of salt from one patty of meat. And so it was so salty. It also had this weird bready quality to it, and I think it's because it has potato starch in it. Like, it's a big mix of stuff, and it's not what I was expecting. I was expecting basically a cold hot dog is what I expected. I was like, okay, if this is some sort of processed meat, it's probably just going to taste like cold hot dog. It did not taste like that. I would prefer a cold hot dog, I think. He will be in our videos at some point again. That is very true. You don't even have that in your country, yeah. It's quite a American Southern thing, I think. And I'm not about it. It is something, but it is something that is not my style. I need to get this sleeve to overlap, so we're actually gonna cut this out of here and paste it on the outside. Oh, it was a lot, and so then we fried it. We fried it in oil, and that just made it even more of a, like, gross fast food thing. For me, right? Like, I know some people enjoy it, and in fact, some people enjoy it for that reason, right? It's a very, fried, fatty food, and some people really enjoy that, and can enjoy that flavor. I was not about that. I was not ready for that. It was not bad. I'm not going to say it's even bad. What I will say about it is it reminded me of certain qualities and certain flavors that I enjoy in, like, junk food. But it only vaguely reminded me of them, so it's not that it is good food, it just reminded me of good food. It was not good food in and of itself. But it's weird because it was like, I feel like if I had enough of it, I could get used to it, and I might like it, but on a first try, I'm like, ooh, this is different. This is different. My favorite fast food restaurant. I think currently my favorite fast food restaurant is a very vanilla answer, and it's just McDonald's at the moment. Just because we haven't been going to a lot of fast food recently. And so McDonald's is the only one that's like, okay, I'm really loving their burger sauce that they have. Which we have literally, like, we also have the Walmart, like, store-bought burger sauce that McDonald's uses. And so we put that on our own burger sometimes. But yeah. Ventriloquist dummies made of wood. That's fun. That's cool. Yeah. You make a sandwich with mustard on it. That sounds good. Yeah. We basically just had the fried Spam and put it in between some buns because I mean, I didn't want to change the flavor. I just wanted to actually taste what real Spam was like. I didn't want to cover it up with anything because I know if you cover it up with stuff, then you're just getting closer to just a full sandwich, right? And once you get like, because if you start putting like lettuce and tomato on that, it's going to disguise the flavor, so it'll be less of just a patty of meat and more of a full sandwich. And so I can see why that would be just really good, and I can see eating that. But yeah, that salt though, the salt quality was really strong for me. I felt like a tingly sensation kind of in my muscles as I was like, ooh, my body's having a lot of salt right now. Whataburger is so good. Burger King was my favorite for the majority of my like middle school and high school life. Once I got into college, I think I phased out of it a little bit. Actually, during college, my absolute favorite restaurant was Cookout, which is a local. I don't even know if they have that outside of America or even our local state. But Cookout is the ultimate college food. It was really affordable. They gave you a ton of it, and it was the ultimate just like quick fast foody thing. So good. I love Cookout. Alright, so now we're going to animate Squidward, right? I'm going to go ahead and make sure we can convert him into something that's easier to animate. So first off, I'm actually going to... Oh, we have a reference photo here. I don't need that. Okay. I just converted that symbol into art. So we're going to be able to animate this art, but we're going to do it in a fancy way. I'm going to create a couple of anchor points here. Probably like on his elbows and stuff. You know, maybe not even on his elbows. Alright, and so the last thing I'm going to do actually is create a giant like skeleton bone on the clarinet so that I got to figure out how to do this. Where do I turn on the bone type? Create bones. Okay. So boom, that is one bone. If I am correct in how this works, I should be able to move this and it will keep the clarinet straight. Meanwhile, all of his arms are gonna wiggle and like move because I put nothing there. I basically anchored his shoulders in place, and now his clarinet will be sturdy, which is exactly what I think we want. It did a weird thing with the outline here, and it made it thinner in the middle here and thicker on the outside. I don't know what that's all about, but we're gonna ignore that. So, there we go. Now that we have a bone structure, I think we can animate his arms a little bit easier. If they make a new Batman movie, and they have a movie trailer for it, then we could do a Batman SpongeBob, and that would be fun. I mean, they already have, you know, like, in the SpongeBob, you know, wishes he could fly episode, he kind of had a bat suit. So, that'd be fun. Indeed, Foster's Home was made using the same program even. I'm pretty sure. Foster's Home animated with... I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it, but I'm pretty sure Foster's Home was animated program. What program? It might not have as well. Production. Let's see what it says here. Yeah, they animated it with the Adobe software of Illustrator, Flash, and After Effects, which is like our workflow, which is so great. There's a lot of cartoons that have been animated with these, you know, Adobe programs. A lot more in the past. You know, this era of like the early 2000s was when Adobe was used a lot in real like television production. It's not done so much anymore. And I said this earlier, but I've only seen a couple of episodes of Tough Puppy. Okay, so we're going to have to match this animation back here. Oh, why is the arm moving with it? That's because I had it selected. So, despite the fact that the alien is moving on screen, we're not going to worry about that too much. Also, I noticed that Squidward is blinking while the shot is going on, which is not what we want. So let's go ahead and just freeze frame his eye so he doesn't blink. Alright, no blinking allowed. Okay. So I'm considering having a little bit of a tilt because as this alien is moving, his whole body is tilting. So I'm thinking that Squidward's eye and nose might parallax a little bit. Yeah, we're gonna have that happen. So what we're gonna do is we need to have his head be the same length as the full shot, so we're gonna go to 106 frames of length. And over the course of this time, we're gonna animate his nose and his eye to move on this face, so it almost looks like he's like turning his head. Might even move the mouth or warp it to also help this illusion. Because that's the movement so far, and I feel like if I create a keyframe here and like shift the mouth a little bit, this might help the illusion. So let's go ahead and create a classic tween. We'll go ahead and ease in and out of it. Okay. That sort of looks like a rotation of a head. I think the only other thing that we could do to actually help this out is these spots on his head could actually move as well. So I'm going to go ahead and convert it to a symbol. We're going to push it to one side. And then at the end of the shot, we'll push it to the other side. Oop, not delete it. We'll push it to the other side so it looks like his head is actually rotating. Alright. That's looking a little bit more like his head's rotating. Okay. I feel like maybe I don't like the ease in and out now. I feel like I just want it to, like, just statically move from point A to point B. It's a super subtle effect, but I think that's about as far as I want to take it, because if I take it any farther, it'll look weird. At the minimum, this is a... It looks like his head is rotating. Squillender. That's fun. Art design is very cool. Alright, head rotation complete. And so our big motion here is, it looks like, I mean, we go up, we go down, we go up, we go down. And his whole body moves with that motion. So, I think what I'm going to do is condense his whole entire neck and torso into one layer that has one skeleton. If I can. You know, his legs are fine. I kind of would like to animate the legs too. So we're going to go ahead and grab everything that isn't his arms or head itself. I'm going to press a button and hope this works. Oh, this is working well so far. Okay. And now, I don't want bones this time, so we're going to turn off the bones function. Instead, we're just going to have simple points, and I'm hoping that we can animate him. Alright, so his whole body now, I can basically warp him around. And, you know what? Let's just do a 2-point. Somebody's car alarm's going off. So basically now it's just a 2-point function. Like he's got an anchor on his waist, and I can animate the neck now, and that's probably a better function for us. There's apparently a little bit of a collar left over here. All right. So the head is there. I can delete all these extra layers. We've condensed this now to a very easily containable like amount of work. Let's go ahead and convert this into sleeve. Make what in real life? Avatar? And probably not. I will say, the Adventure Time in real life didn't do well. Not a lot of people watched it. It's like, SpongeBob is the only thing we can apparently do that actually gets views, and we can't spend like months of our life to do a video that doesn't pay our bills, and that's the problem. So we have to be very careful with the videos we choose, and that's why we, you know, we basically say no to every recommendation just because we can only do certain types of videos. Yeah, we can't do a Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, and I apologize, but that's just such an old show that it's not going to do very well at all within algorithm. I'm sorry to hear about that, Jacob. But yeah, internet people, it's often easier to talk to people on the internet just because, I mean, there's no awkward face like there, right? It's just words on a screen, and that kind of becomes a little bit disassociative, right? Like, I'm looking at you guys, and your entire communication with me is words on a screen. But that's an interesting element of why it can sometimes be easier to talk to people on the internet, because it's not as intimidating. Despite the fact that you should definitely still be careful on the internet, because you should think of it as more intimidating. Because, in a way, right? Like, who knows what kind of people are on the internet, because you can't see them, right? It's the funny part. Okay, we're going to go ahead and animate him. I feel like we can probably do this in just, like, a couple of keyframes. So this will be, like, fully up. What's this one? Is there anything in this layer? No, it's an empty layer, so I should just delete that. Alright, so we've condensed Squidward down to 4 layers, which is very easy to work with. Cat Dog, probably not. At the end of the day, all these other cartoons, and specifically Nicktoons, they're going to mainly just show up in the backgrounds of other videos, unless we have a weird reason to have them be the main character of one of these parody trailers. Like Aang, Avatar. That's not a character that I would have necessarily done a video on, just because even Avatar The Last Airbender is such an old cartoon at this point. I wouldn't think of having him be like we wouldn't make an Avatar The Last Airbender in real life. But for the sake of this video, where it makes so much sense for the pun, the joke of Avatar The Last Airbender and Avatar The Blue Alien People, of course he's going to be our main character in this. So it's kind of interesting how we pick the cartoons based on what makes sense for the trailer, the trailer videos, or we want to have some more, like, references in the backgrounds of our SpongeBob in Real Life videos, too, because obviously all the cartoons are supposed to be there, according to our own lore. Okay, you know what? I want to make Squidward bigger, because at the end of the shot he needs to be really big. So we'll animate him in his movement in After Effects. I'm also going to shorten this entire file and make it basically a vertical file. Alright, perfect. We're ready for that. So our main keyframes are about here. We're going to go ahead and just set keyframes on each of his layers. Down here. Keyframes on each of his layers. Goes up a little bit. Keyframes. And you know what? Maybe not yet. Let's wait to put the keyframes there. We have the up, then we go down. Okay. So let's go ahead and basically just pose his entire body. We're gonna tilt. Oh, I clicked all of it for some reason. Oh, that's the anchor point. Why would it do that? Okay, I'm not completely used to how the bone structure works in Animate, but that looks good. Okay. That is pretty good. We'll go ahead and bring this down even farther. Man, I wish I did this the other way. I wish that the mouthpiece was the anchor. That way I could have just rotated from there. We're going to go ahead and rotate his head down a bit, too, so it looks like he's following the clarinet. And now when we go to this one, we're actually going to pull his head back a little bit. I'm going to move him, his whole body, to warp back. And maybe a very slight, we'll move this back, move this back. Alright, so this is our 2 main frames. If anything, we can even rotate this. You got your haircut? Was it all good? Everything you hoped for? I hope so. Yeah, the Patreon on my About section has a smiley face. Yeah, I gotta be friendly with it, right? Like, I'm not trying to beg for money, but if people want to be friendly, it's there, right? That's why I put the smiley face. It's not like I'm like, give me your money! It's more of a, hi, this is here if you want to support us. Okay, so I think that's the first 2 little... Oh my gosh, this is such a meme. Wait, let me turn off the background. Hold up. Can I get... I don't know if... Does this exist on Spotify? What's a good... Maybe I've got a good song. I'm trying to figure out if I've got a good song for this. What's a good, like... Man, I don't know if I can think of anything. Alright, well I couldn't find some funny meme music, but basically like, you know, like, just this right here just looks like a meme. Kirby's theme potentially could work. I just lost my music folder. Yeah. I wonder if this will work. What if I somehow, oh my gosh, what if this ended up becoming part of like the music, like currently playing bit on our stream? Just Squidward is playing the music. I know there's programs that basically can animate something based off of sound waves that are going through your computer. I've got a kitty that just joined. Look at this. Thank you for joining, ma'am. I realize I don't think we gave him breakfast, did we? Do they have food in the bowls? Okay. Hi. Oh no, you're good. You could have cuddled. There was no problem. Why did you stop? But this would be funny to have like Squidward set up to one of those programs and playing on the stream, so he's actually like dancing with the music basically, and looks like he's playing it. That would be really fun. But I like, just because I know that those exist, I don't know if those exist that can work live. So I'd have to do some research to know if that's even possible. If it is possible, that'd be cool. And it'd be really funny and quite the meme. Alright, so now we can go ahead and animate the further part. Hi, friend. Hi. Good morning to you. Is it time for a morning snuggle, apparently? I have been blessed, everyone. Blessed by a little kitty. Listen, patience to sleep.